Hello, YouTube. It is me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to House of Horrors Movie Month. And this time we're talking about an action sci fi horror film from 2005. My friend Sean has seen this movie, so he can vouch for me that he's seen it. I think my friend Josh has also seen this movie too. And it is the video game adaptation, a feature film adaptation of a game that I've never played, so I don't know how, you know, loyal it is to the source material, but that is Doom. Yeah, this is the first R-rated movie I ever saw with The Rock. So this is when he was called still The Rock. See, he wasn't Dwayne The Rock Johnson back in '05. This is when he was starting to branch out and doing movies that were not for kids or PG-13 fodder, like The Rundown, which I like, and also Walking Dead. Well, not Walking Dead, the Walking Tall remake. Yeah, so I saw this in the theater back in 2005. I think it's all right, guys. I don't hate this movie. I know fans of the games despise this movie because they say it's not faithful. It should have been in Mars. It should have been in Hell and not in Mars or whatever. And these characters are not from the game except for some of the creatures. I think it's a serviceable movie. Like, I don't hate this movie. I've seen this movie once in the theater, and I've seen reviews of it. This is the only film that I can tolerate Rosamund Pike in. The only film, because back then she wasn't in everything. I didn't hate Brits back then. Now they're in everything and they suck. Okay, most of them suck. They're in everything and they make movies more uncomfortable for me personally. Not for you guys. Everybody that leaves comments saying, "Oh, this guy's a racist. He hates every Brit in movies." I've seen all the Star Wars prequels in the theater, and I like some of the Brits in that, like Christopher Lee in two and three, and other actors. I love the original Star Wars that has a bunch of Brits. The first Chronicles of Narnia is good. I love the original Mary Poppins. Fuck the sequel. I don't care about it. It's going to be a rehash of the first one. I can handle them in certain films, but in Disney Wars, not needed. It's pandering. They have to do it in every single film, so it's not tradition. It's just a slap in the face. But anyway, back to Doom. This is about Doom, not Disney Wars. I'm never reviewing Solo. Not gonna happen. It's not a horror movie anyway. It's just horrible. But anyway, like I said, the cast is mostly fine. The Rock is a basically an anti-hero until the very end of the film. Carl Urban is a good character as Reaper. He's a pretty badass soldier. The last 20 minutes, like the last action scene at the very end, is badass. It looks just like the game. It has the feel of the game. The first person shooter, spot on. That's something I do remember from clips that I saw from the game. And the creatures, they're shooting them in the first person. They should, who should reboot Doom and do a Doom reboot film? The guy that directed, was it Hardcore Henry. That whole movie is like Doom, but without the creatures and without the whole sci-fi aspect. If you do a Doom movie like that, I guarantee you the fans will be more happier. But with this, I'll read the synopsis. A frantic call for help from a remote research station on Mars sends a team of mercenary Marines into action. Led by The Rock and Carl Urban, they descend into the Alduva or Duva research station where they can find a legion of nightmarish creatures lurking in the darkness, killing at will. Once there, the Marines must use an arsenal of firepower to carry out their mission. Nothing gets out alive. Based on the hugely popular video game, which again, guys, never played it. When it came out, I was too young to play it, so you have to bear with me. Doom is an explosive action-packed thrill ride, and the action is mostly well shot. The director of this is excuse me, Anzek Barkawiak. I can't say his name. It's really hard to say. Just A. Bartawiak. He knows how to hold the camera. He doesn't shake the camera. I can see what's going on. This is a lot better than Alone in the Dark. That movie is god awful. It's one of the worst horror movies ever made. And you thought Tara Reid was bad in Sharknado. That's an Oscar worthy. All of those performances in the Sharknado films are Oscar worthy compared to Alone in the Dark. But she's like, and she's supposed to be playing a scientist. Yeah, so not buying that. Here, you also have other actors in it. You have, like I said before, Rosamund Pike. There's the only thing that she's serviceable in because she's not in the action. She's sitting down, and of course, Reaper is her brother who has to save her. Carl Urban. You also have Raz Adoti, and there's other actors too. There's an actor from Halloween 2 the Rob Zombie version that he says fuck like 100 times. Yeah, he's in this movie. He's kind of a douchebag, but he dies. So most of them die, guys. It's a Doom movie. You're not gonna see like most of these people come out alive, except for pretty much spoiler Reaper and his sister, who doesn't die because she's not in the action. She doesn't do anything. The effects are good. I like the effects of the creatures. Some of the CG of the creatures look spot on, and the practical effects. There's a creature on the wall, and the Rock is like, "What the fuck is that?" I like that scene. The BFGs in the movie. That weapon is badass. It's more badass than any weapon in Disney Wars. The film is an R-rated movie. It's not PG-13. There's a lot of blood, and I do mean a lot of blood. This movie's an hour and 53 minutes. This is shorter than Rogue One and Solo and Episode 7, 8, and whatever 9 is going to be. It's shorter, sweeter, and I know this is the unrated version. I'm going to watch it sometime. It's fun. It has its moments. It's not the worst video game movie ever made. I've seen worse. I saw Double Dragon. I saw Street Fighter. I saw Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I saw freaking Alone in the Dark. I haven't seen House of the Dead. I saw the sequel, which is way better. I haven't seen Warcraft or Hitman, but I know worse movies that exist. And I love the Mario Brothers movie. I'll never hate that movie. I'm going to review that in November again because it's been a long time. But this Doom is pretty decent. If you're looking for a mindless action sci-fi horror movie with The Rock in an early role before he was in everything, because he's also getting overexposed because he's not. Rock, you don't have to be in every franchise. You can't save it. You didn't save this movie, even though Carl Urban is really the star in this movie after The Rock dies in the movie. And he didn't save Tooth Fairy. That was shitty. Jumanji. I don't want to see that movie because I really enjoy the Robin Williams movie. A sequel was not needed this late in the game. And yeah, like I said, he's good when he's works, and like in Fast and the Furious, or what was the other movie he did? Moana. I heard he was good in that, and other stuff that he's done. But this is one of his early things. R-rated, so they don't have to hold back on the violence. And I know Wesley Strick is one of the writers here. He also did that Nightmare on Elm Street remake, but I'm not gonna touch on that. I will not be reviewing that, not this month. And this is not your ordinary horror film, so it's not like jump scares or whatever. And the creatures, they mostly keep them in the dark, which means, yeah, you can't see them completely sometimes, but it brings some atmosphere to the movie, considering that the game was all about atmosphere and red creatures running right in front of you trying to eat your face. And although it's flawed, like I said, I'm not, I don't know how faithful it is to the game. There's some filler in the movie with some of the characters. Like there's like a character with like metal with like a robotic legs or something. And I want to see more of the creatures. And I wish they had more of the first person view because that was really badass. That scene alone is like 10, 20 minutes long. It's awesome. And even the ending, I think when Reaper's like go to hell and then he throws the bomb and he blows up everybody in the facility, and it's pretty cool. Like it knows what it is. Like the movie is not. Don't expect this to be like that Final Fantasy movie. What was it, Advent Children? Yeah, that was freaking amazing. That's a movie that it stay it survived the test of time. It's a decent movie. If you shut your brain off like you should with most of these movies and get some popcorn and watch it with some friends, it's not scary, but it has some fun moments. And I can defend it more than anything Rosamund Pike has done in the last 10 years because I hated her in Jack Reacher, the first one. I can't stand her in The World's End, that Edgar Wright movie. I like the guys, but she was a nuisance in that. I didn't care for her. I will never see Gone Girl because, oh, she's gone. She's crazy. Again, where's the freaking subtlety? I would buy Anne Hathaway crazy more than you, bitch. But here, she's just an unknown, and I don't care. And I'm like, she's there. I'm not gonna say, oh, yummy, 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 yummy. No, I'm just like, you're there. I'd rather see another actress. Sorry, Evangeline Lilly is better looking than you'll ever be because she is a sexy queen ladybug of the MCU, and she trained. You don't do a damn thing physically. That's why in every movie she's a freaking damsel in distress, and it shows pretty much. And that's the DVD of Doom. So Doom, if you play the games, this is different. But there are references from the game that are not shoved down your face, and the first person scene is worth watching the movie at least once. a good guy here on YouTube that used to be here. He passed away. He said that this movie is worth at least one watch, at least a rental. If you watch it on Netflix, if you download it on the internet, or if you watch it, or if you buy it digitally on Google Play or Vudu or freaking Amazon Instant Video, it's worth a watch. I don't hate this movie. Believe me, I would not own it if I hated it. If I hated it, I would have thrown it on the wall. Said, "Oh, Rosamund Pike fucked up the movie for me." No, she didn't, because back then I didn't know who she was. Now I do, and I'm like, yeah, you should have stood. You should have stood in doing your freaking British stuff, because nobody cares about you here. Nobody. That's why Marvel hasn't called you Rosemond. Your last name is a freaking fish with big lips. A pike is a fish. Yeah. Fish. I hate fish. Yeah. But anyway, Doom is fun. It has its moments. I don't hate this movie as much as a lot of critics do. I mean, they ravaged this movie when it came out. It made about 20 something million dollars. It was not a huge hit. And but hey, if Warcraft could make a millions of dollars overseas, this movie, I think Doom deserves a second chance as a reboot. Reboot it, do it like Hardcore Henry, get better actors in there. I mean, Carl Urban is fine. You know, this was after Lord of the Rings, so he was fine. And he's at least he's not the villain. So, and he at least is a likable character, Reaper. I like his name; it's pretty badass. And it's got a fine production. I mean, it's not one of the worst video game movies. Give me a break. Watch Mojo or whatever you list have done. Oh, worst video game movie. So this is worse than Alone in the Dark. This is worse than freaking Hitman Agent 47. Or what else came out? Like Warcraft. Some people were not a fan of that. Or Assassin's Creed. That should have been R. That should have had a better actor. You hire a freaking British guy, Michael Fassbender, to play the lead character when he's supposed to be like what, Spaniard or something. I know Tevia can tell me in the comment section. But yeah, I'd rather watch this than any of the bullshit video game movies we got in like the last 5 or 10 years, because those have horrible CGI. They're way too long. They're not. I'd rather see this than Tomb Raider. Yeah, come at me with guns ablazing, you freaking feminazis. I'd rather watch this movie than Alicia Vikander hitting a freaking tree and getting into a coma and knocking and falling into a freaking waterfall. I'd rather watch it, guys. Nobody saw that movie, and that movie cost more than this. Yeah, I'll take The Rock and freaking Carl Urban in any movie over your bullshit agenda-filled Tomb Raider movie that failed. I thought the Angelina Jolie movie was okay. I didn't love it. I wasn't like, no, I'm like, she wasn't the problem. There were other problems. The men in that movie were freaking garbage mostly, except for Daniel Craig. Here, at least I like the two guys. They bring the movie home for me. There, it's enough for me to watch the movie again. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. I wanted to make this video a little bit longer because the last ones were like 6 minutes. But yeah, Josh, if you do see this video, wherever you are, share with your friends on Facebook. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I know Columbus Day is coming up. I want to talk to my friends here on YouTube, Google Hangouts, Facebook, whatever, just, so we can get together again and do another nice nerd pack. It's been a while. We haven't done one since August, so I really want to do that. It's been too long. And I want to talk about, the movies that are coming out in the fall and films we're looking forward to in 2019, which, yes, I'm looking forward to that year so much because this year there were a billion problems, man. Not the worst year ever. I'm not going to say that, but there were a lot of problems this year that easily could have been avoided. And some conversations I wish I had not had. But anyway, this is not about my personal stuff. You can see Doom, guys. It's not doomed, believe me. There could be a better version of this, but what I got, I didn't hate it in the theater when I saw it. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.